What is up, guys, and welcome back to the Dr. My Car channel. As this video title suggests, yes, these are the possible things which could go wrong with your E90 N52 B25 or N52 B30 engine, which is the one this vehicle has. Now, if you do catch out these issues quite early, then there's a chance you can save it without any catastrophic damage. So let me get into it. Alright guys, this is the N52 B30 engine. So the number one thing to look out for is the valve cover gaskets. So I'm not sure if you can see it by the camera angle, but that orange looking thing just under the silver cover, that's your valve cover gasket. So this is under the cover and you need to take out some bolts. And the valve cover gasket is prone to failure. Now these can fail anywhere around from 60 to 100,000 miles depending on how well the engine has been maintained and how hot it's been run. Now the N52 engines do run quite hot, and those are like that from the factory. This vehicle does not have an engine temperature sensor, so if something bad is to go on, like an overheating engine, you would not know about it until the warning light comes on. So when you're changing the valve cover gasket, there's the Valvetronic motor seals that you'll need to change at the same time, located around here underneath the cover, and also the centric shaft sensor, which is around here underneath the silver cover. And you do need to replace the seals on those gaskets rather. And if you replace the gaskets and you catch it early, there's a chance you can save it. If not, what can happen is if those start leaking, then those centric shaft sensor motor will actually fail, and the Valvetronic motor might actually fail as well. Now when you're doing the valve cover gaskets, make sure you do all of these at once. Now the other thing to note is also the water pump. Now the water pump can fail around 100,000 miles. Now this is an electronically controlled water pump, so it's not driven by a serpentine belt, it's electronic. Now these water pumps, when they give out, they will just give out, they will not give any warnings. And how you can actually find out by telltale signs of your water pump being bad is, number one, you'll get a message in your dash cluster, and number two, the big fan will actually turn on and off and on and off, and then you will actually hear that one. Now the other thing towards the bottom of the engine is your oil pan gasket. That one is also prone to leak at around the same kind of mileage. And if you look at it here, this is your oil filter housing. Now this is your oil filter housing, and this is your oil cooler. Now there's a gasket which goes in between your housing and your cooler, and in between the housing and the engine. Now those are prone to fail as well. Now if you do not catch these on time, what will happen is this one will actually drop on to the alternator. The alternator is underneath, but that's not the bad part. What's going to happen is your serpentine belt is very close underneath from your oil filter housing gasket, which is around here and around there. And if that happens, your serpentine belt can slip and get consumed by the engine, and that is the end of your engine. So these are the things that you need to look out for. Alright guys, the other thing to look out for is your transmission cooler. Your transmission cooler is located somewhere down on the bottom pot side of the engine. Now what happens is there's coolant and the ATF are very close lines in the transmission cooler, and what happens is sometimes there's a leakage and that transmission fluid can flow into your expansion coolant tank. So you can have transmission fluid in your coolant tank, and once you turn off the vehicle, if the pressure is high enough, it can travel back the other way around and you can have coolant inside your transmission fluid. So these are the things that you need to look out for when buying this type of vehicle. Now these are not by any chance catastrophic damages. However, you can actually look for telltale signs if at all you are quite meticulous in maintaining your vehicle and looking out for these signs. Alright guys, so when you are changing the water pump, it is best to change the thermostat as well, as the thermostat is mounted to the water pump as well. Now the other thing to look out for is your Vanos solenoids. Now you've got two, one for the intake, one for the exhaust. So it's best to replace those Vanos solenoids, which is somewhere down there. and that is not too expensive a job. You can do it yourself. You don't need to remove the engine or anything like that. Now those type of preventive maintenance can actually save you from having a dud of an engine. Now these engines, if they're taken care of, they will last a long time. I've seen one of these reach about 450,000 kilometers, so that's testament to the quality build of these engines. Now the N52 engine, by my books, as far as I see it, is one of the most reliable ones made by BMW. Alright guys, I hope this video has been useful and informative. Now I'm just going to go around the vehicle. You can see how beautiful that sparkling graphite metallic is. Now I do have a lot of car how-to DIY videos, including Toyota videos, BMW videos as well. So consider subscribing, sharing this video with your friends, and also commenting down below on what you guys think. Thanks guys, have a great day. Bye.